the market is the market, and some people's mind, believe it or not, doesn't work exactly like yours does. And if they're going to stick to something and that's what they're going to stick to, it might bring them success. I wanted to wrap up on this. I've been pushing this question off for, I think, 3 episodes in a row, just because it's somewhat irrelevant, but I still think it's interesting to talk to because, and I saw somebody point this out the other day, and they're right, that regardless of what we want to think, many of the user base of the token that I'm about to mention, which has been a swear word, Crypto 7 lashed out at me about this quite some time ago over a certain thumbnail long ways back.
Yeah.
But XEN, okay, Jack Levin's XEN token and everything that he's kind of done with that as well. The reason I wanted to bring this up for the last couple of weeks is because it's something that I've been like negotiating what to do recently. And again, doesn't matter what anybody feels, there is a lot of crossover between people that have been, longtime hexagons that got involved in XEN and stuff. So, so somebody actually asked on our channel the other day, Ewok, why we don't talk about it anymore. And I simply said exactly what I'm going to say here tonight. And that's that so much has gone on with it that I don't even understand what's going on anymore. And I don't like the model of it. I don't like the direction it's gone. And I don't want to say anything about anybody personally or anything like that, but I just don't get good vibes from some things, is all I'll say. But my main question, and maybe this will benefit some of the people watching, whether live or on the back end, I'm sure that it will, is for those of us who may have minted some or a lot of XEN about a year ago, because I think it was like October the 8th or something, 2022, when the first day that it launched and we were all minting and all that stuff. What to do if you're coming up on claiming these mints where you're in, compared to what you likely paid in gas, you're up probably like a 4x or something like that. I don't even know what the price is right now, but something like that. What to do if you're not interested in that product or that protocol anymore? Because I think there's a lot of people, I'm speaking kind of from experience myself, because I'm not interested in it anymore. I don't understand it anymore. You and I had a bigger conversation about this the other day, not about XEN at all, but just about how we were talking about memes versus like long-term holding stuff and everything. And it's like, we're not really ones to say what is right or wrong for somebody to invest in. The market's the market. And however your mind works, you know what it's best for you to invest in. That's why we have people that aren't even in crypto at all that are more invested in legacy markets and stuff like that. That's why we have super aggressive people in crypto that are in our ecosystem and know what true DeFi is. That's why we have Bitcoin maxis. It runs the gamut. So if you understand whatever the hell is going on with XEN, then more power to you. That's fine. I'm not criticizing anybody that's into it. But my question, because you and I aren't really believers in what's going on in it, I guess like what to do if there are people that have a lot of mints out there that have no clue what's going on and what they want to do with their mints. Because I'll just say straight up what I've been doing so far is just selling it immediately for Pulse Chain. I mean, that's what I've been doing. And it's been a beneficial trade for me. I mean, I don't know that there's really any arguing that. And I know many of the people, including, Trevon and a lot of people in XEN, have really just taken profits on the way up, maybe not done the long-term staking mechanism they have, or bought VampX or NFTs, whatever the hell is going on. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that? I'm interested to hear what you think.
Well, yeah, I agree. I mean, it got way complicated when all these different things started to be launched all at the same time. You had NFTs, and these ones were burning this and this was burning that, and I got lost. I didn't follow it that closely to begin with. I did mint a couple just to do it, and I think there may have been one that I pushed way out, whatever, to the max, whatever I could, but yeah, it just got way too confusing, and I lost interest. And it wasn't anything, that was enough to hold me into it. So,
right,
you said you made a 4x, and you rolled it into something else, which you're more interested in. Again, I think that if that's what you wanted to do, you made the right call. So I don't I don't know. I mean, everybody's going to be different if they're paying attention to the whole network. Um, I got a bad taste in my mouth after the whole argument of what I felt that Jack had done, and
Yeah.
I kind of lost interest pretty quickly. It sounded neat, it sounded like a good idea, and then it was truly the down forever coin, and
Yeah.
not that everything else isn't down too. So I mean, I don't want to just say that it only went down, because there were some pumps, and I know people did make some money off of it. So
It pretty much only went down. I mean, there was
good
like
on
one
them.
pump in
But
there, but I mean, it
yeah,
it is a little unfair because we're comparing a gas fee to mint rather than market buys. Like if
right.
you've market bought it and are underwater, then that's on you.
Yeah,
But
totally,
yeah,
totally.
yeah,
And maybe that's the way it was designed. Maybe I don't have long enough vision. But when something goes down, 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 down for years, it really you're going to lose interest, I think. So yeah, I don't even know. I don't want to give advice. I think
yeah.
turning it into, if you're interested in it, keep it, stake it. I think you can stake it, right?
I think it's like
Once you mint it, I don't know what
yeah,
percentage it's at. Even at this point, it was going down by a percentage every so many days or
like
something.
90 days. I think it's probably down to like 17% or something.
Oh,
And
well,
I think
that's
you can do up to it's like 1,000-day stake, so like almost
yeah.
3 years or something. I don't know.
So that's not too bad. But either way, um, yeah. I mean, if you're interested in it still, stake it for longer, see what happens. If you're not interested in it, switch it for something else. I mean, you're getting still probably a decent value at this point. I don't know if everybody minted for the max length, what will happen. I think you're probably going to see quite a large sell off, because I doubt that we're the only ones that have lost interest in it. You know, but again, the ones that are following it, for those that are doing that and knowing which, like I said, all the burning of tokens and doing this, and then there was supposed to be an L1 coming out, and I don't know,
Oh
like
yeah.
I,
Yeah, X1 or whatever. Yeah.
so I don't know. I hate to give advice on it, because I stopped following it. I really do. It just got way too confusing. There were too many things that were trying to all combine into one ecosystem way too quickly. I felt like they just started creating stuff and nothing really had a chance to take off. Is kind of where
Yeah, I'm with you.
usually you want to get things going, let them take off, and then kind of build off of that or whatever. I just feel like they threw this and threw that and threw this and threw that and said, "All right, let's see what happens."
Yeah.
Is so, yeah,
It was so much that it just became, and that's why I think there's value. A lot of people credit Richard Hart with the creation of Hex, as far as like, hey, it's 3 letters, it's all caps. Well, I guess Zen has that in common, but easy to remember, one product, until he just launched an ecosystem with an L1 and a DEX, basically, and that's it. So
yeah,
that's really all there is to focus on. The Zen stuff has just gotten so there's just so much going on that I think are all efforts just to make a coin that has gone down in value constantly have value by making up another coin. And it just doesn't,
yeah,
hey, that maybe there is some grand plan there that I don't understand, and I'll look like the idiot in 3 years, whatever. That's totally fine. It's just, I think that's a great point, though. The bigger point that you and I did speak of the other day, because we were talking about like the whole meme token thing versus like people trying to catch the next Pepe and stuff like that, and putting in these little scratch lottery tickets every now and then, versus long term, agonizing hodling that really rewards people. I mean, we can say till we're blue in the face that the long-term hodling is the best thing to do. And there's probably more people that have made it from that than a scratch off meme coin. But everybody's mind works differently. I think that's the big thing when you see all these hot takes on Twitter and everything and people arguing and shitting on each other. The market is the market, and some people's mind, believe it or not, doesn't work exactly like yours does. And if they're going to stick to something and that's what they're going to stick to, it might bring them success, maybe longer than it would have taken you by just hodling or whatever, but maybe they're not even capable of hodling. Maybe they're just not that person. So I just think it's something to keep in mind when we're all trying to tell other people what to do. That's all.
Yeah, agree.
So,
Agree.
yeah. And I get where you're coming from. New World assets on Zen, that's fine. The appreciating when it becomes deflationary. I know that's the long term plan, and it's like an 8-year thing or whatever.
That's a long time.
It is a long time, and I just don't care.
Speaking of hodling, that's a long time.
Yes, yeah, that's 2 cycles right there, and I'm not going to put that many eggs in that basket. So, I'm just not interested. But hey, that doesn't mean people. I see people writing long threads on everything going on with Zen every other day, so that's totally fine if you choose to invest in it. But